So yeah, anyway, like I said, the ventilation dude was hot. Went out walking for a while. And this is another reason that I needed my own space. Do you think the adults in my life gave a shit? Absolutely not. But they would have taken my story, talked about how much trauma it had caused them and me, and run with it. All the while me just being the crazy one. Right. My own father molesting me to the point of making that stain on my sister's band jacket, so of course I got beat up by her for yet another goddamn stupid thing. Then my mother having her episodes, halfway created by my father and sister's shenanigans. Not to mention them treating us like lepers who were slaves because we were mentally ill. So shall I talk more about Milton Brindley Sr. and Milton Brindley Jr. and my sister's ties to them? And the hell I went through at that bitch's expense. Who filled out the form Cameron Blau signed? Her. Oh well. They did not want me telling this story. That's pretty much from start to end how it is. Always pointing at my need for pain management because of their stupid shit and their law enforcement buddies into little boys. Using me as leverage to get around breaking the law. But oh well. How many goddamn judges signed off on it? At least 4 that I've counted so far. Oh, make that 5. They claim it's not human trafficking. A child being forced to work under 14 for food, shelter, and no medical care from their own goddamn family. That's the definition of human trafficking. Your parents had every right to do that under their religious belief system because kids don't have rights to, men don't get raped in the same goddamn heartbeat. So let me tell you about Sam Bavard threatening to harm his own children physically for being overweight and sneaking food he didn't find appropriate. The Kehoe Rape Barn, his theories on homophobia and transphobia, and forced religion. And guess what? Forcing probation and parole victims into religious services is, unconstitutional. So, while Mason County Detention Center gives their inmates the opportunity to skip Sunday service, they punish those who don't attend in their little, legal ways, like withholding medication, rescue inhalers, etc. As I asked, why would they care? Those fines and penalties are passed right on down to every taxpayer. They don't pay the same taxes we do because they get to take makeup and hair products and all this other interesting stuff on their taxes. with Sam's Club memberships on the taxpayer dollar. You better bet I used to ask them to pick me up stuff when they would make their Sam's trips. I can't remember whether I took my breathing medication. Thanks again, Your Honor. Oh, good. Their car's parked in the driveway. Yeah, I think it says Marine Corps or something on it. It's a sweet Audi. They've taken really good care of it. And yes, I wander through the neighborhood, speaking. I probably should stop more often and allow the Tourette's to calm down, but it's just not who I am. It's called Nordic walking. It's better for the heart. And I got questioned for that too. Why do you swing your arms when you walk? It's called Nordic walking. It's for heart health. My mother smothered me and left me for fucking dead. My body's frail enough as it is. I'm in pain all the goddamn time. Physical pain. Who gives a shit what you assholes did to me? I'll tell my story one day. So last night, those pieces of chocolate are 110 milligrams of THC, broken into 8 pieces. That's like what, 15 milligrams? I always sucked at math. 100 divided by 10 is 10. 100 divided by 8 would be what, like 12 or 13? 12, I'm assuming. Or 14? Hell, I don't know. And then, of course, I've medicated this morning. Lucky me, right? Growing up in such a privileged life. I can't complain about what is the right word? You wouldn't necessarily call them, I guess, toy-wise. You can't complain there. Because of everything. Everything. My family, well, at least the ones outside my home, liked me to have things to keep me entertained and a little bit of enjoyment. Thus the big titty bitch porn and we'll buy you animal. The animals thing was just their plot to make more pornography. But them saying they'd try to talk Gavin Perkins into it too. They tried to keep me happy. Obviously. Like I said, it's called due process as I understand it. There is a hell of a lot. A hell of a lot a hell of a lot that should not have been rehashed. And guess what those medications do to some patients? The exact opposite effect that they're supposed to. We think you're just crazy. Well, of course you do. How goddamn disgusting is the fucking story? And that was just too aggressive for them. Offended by language versus me getting sodomized by a goddamn fucking canine unit, raped by grown men, and the doctors telling me they were just growing pains. Sick pieces of shit. That's aggressive. Excuse me. Am I supposed to be happy that law enforcement allowed a canine unit to sodomize me? Grown men raping me repeatedly, and doctors being so grateful and gracious enough to tell me it was just growing pains? Is that better? And yes, I talk about all these things publicly. It's called Tourette's syndrome. Physical activity exacerbates it. But I'm no doctor. Their pieces of shit diagnosed it as the shits of the mouth. Yeah. Oh well. I really doubt they wrote down, we're diagnosing the shits of the mouth in my medical record anywhere. I probably should mosey back to the house and do some albuterol. So huge thank you to even my own mother calling me a liar about being a rape survivor. That's how unsupportive my family is. Just for the record. They were always there, financially, pretty much. Because that's how goddamn guilty they felt. They should have listened to me on a few business tactics, including putting the vehicles that they were allowing me to drive in my name so liability would fall on me, especially with those goddamn disgusting law enforcement officials. Well, talking about liability even further on Mason County law enforcement, I already mentioned the Impala. The title to the Impala was in Carolyn's name. Only her name. The Vices told my father to sign it and be done with it, and they pressed it right on through Kentucky, honey. You best believe it. Then, MPD buying me vodka and making sure it got totaled 6 months later. Thanks a goddamn lot. Sounds awfully fucking suspicious to me. You know, I'm just, according to certain people, being a victim. So shall I talk more about Kentucky Equality Federation or the Kentucky Colonels Program? I think I will walk over in Sharonville. No, actually, you know what? I think those BMWs are interesting. Those four-door hatchback things, whatever they're called. I'm not so Alzheimer's dementia-like that I can't find my way around. And that person didn't even fucking make a complete stop rolling on a right turn. Like I said, I really get annoyed here in Ohio. People honk at me for coming to a fucking complete stop. Because when I stop and I normally wait 2 or 3 seconds because I like to double check that there is no one in a crosswalk or no one getting ready to step off of a curb. Going down towards Forest Park to the vape shop, the nicotine vape shop, someone walked right out into the middle of the fucking road on Kemper. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? I mean, it's a wonder I didn't hit him. Well, I mean, of course I stopped, but still. He wasn't in a crosswalk or anything. Man. You'll see this gold Acura I've been talking about. He rolled right through the stop sign up there earlier, or last night. There's that Suburban I was talking about. And they're getting ready to leave. They have some kind of weird, like, DOJ symbols on them or something. I'm just going to stand here and wait. It's an older Suburban. And they don't look like they're fucking authorized people. Probably fucking kidnappers. Well, anyway, this Acura is kind of shady. I couldn't get a good look. I'm blind anyway. Not really, but I couldn't see the symbols. I think it's retired military plates on it. Maybe that's what it is. Anyway, you're going to see this Acura. I don't know. I swear to God, when I was pretending to street walk, pretending as if I'd do anything with these people, this guy kept circling. And he made a left turn last night without stopping. Thankfully, I wasn't crossing over into this neighborhood. It's probably nothing. Oh, and there goes a perfectly person with their handicap placard flying through the neighborhood. Creepy people. And they're already gone. Flying through the neighborhood with their handicap placard in their beautiful little car, and they're already disappeared at a stop sign. Probably didn't even bother to stop. They don't like it that I point out their little, charades. I swear to God, I wake up every day and I'm like, where are Hannibal and Clarice? Those Honda Cross Tour things, they're neat cars too. All-wheel drive. Kind of odd, but different. I knew that house I liked over here would not stay on the market long. It is so pretty. This part of the neighborhood is gorgeous. farther down into the same neighborhood, well, it's connected by the park, is not so pretty. Bigger homes, much bigger homes, farther down into the park, but the area is more run down. The homes are bigger there. Some of them are still in really good shape, and they're larger homes. But then others have just been run down to the point it's like, I wonder if people even still live there. I swear, the flashbacks that I can't stand are when I can feel a man's groin in my ass, like just walking up behind me. Really gets on my last fucking nerve. And I'm a gay man. And they know that, and they think it's hilarious. Which is why I always flipped out when they had to... I haven't seen the people who live here now. Doesn't look like they've done any improvements. It's such a beautiful home. There's really only one or two houses that are kind of run down in this neighborhood. And then the one older lady that lives on the end towards the park, her house looks like it's still from when it was built, like the color scheme and everything. It's still in really good shape, but it's just like it hasn't been modernized at all. People are upset that I told my story. Well, maybe now, and this isn't some, some smart ass, whatever you would call it. Maybe now you'll understand the gravity of what children like me go through, and all the gory details. We never had time to sit and discuss about what was really going on at Straub with, Charlotte Wins' husband and everything, but we always had time to look at the Jackson's Bahama cruise photos. Oh well. So as I said, Paul and UPS and all those drugs and alcohol on their goddamn farm that night, oh well. Not being able to stay conscious in Christy Calvert Campbell's science classroom. Her husband working with UPS. Paul Jackson, yes or no? Mail carriers, huh? Very interesting. Does that make sense? Why they would seek... Are these packages illegal? Something doesn't add up there, does it? Oh well.